Hello, everyone, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 11 of The Maritime Witch. So it's a damp and rainy day, and I've just finished, against my better judgment, my second cup of coffee. And we decided that we would do the podcast today, so we're kind of cozied inside. We're going to do things a little bit bass-ackwards today, because instead of doing the content of the show, we're actually going to start with the regular features. So I'm going to start with the full moon portion of the podcast. Walk up the moon. So the full moon for November is on November 15th. It is known as the beaver moon, the morning moon, and the snow moon. It is a good time to start healthy habits and let go of negative energy. Time for a fresh start. It's a good time to strengthen connections. And it reminds us that the nights are getting longer and colder. So the beaver moon it was named the beaver moon because this was the time of the year that beaver pelts were collected. Ooh, gross. But anyways, and the snow moon. And we actually had our first little set of snow fluffies just a couple of days ago for this year.
And that happened while I was shingling the roof.
Yes, a cold day to shingle the roof. Colors associated with this season, seasonally appropriate. Gray, dark blues, purples, turquoise, topaz. So there you have it. That is your full moon for November. And now we will move on to the zodiac.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
So the zodiac for this time around is Sagittarius. It is the 9th house in the zodiac. It is from November 23rd to December 20th. The symbol is the archer or centaur. It is ruled by Jupiter, and the element is fire. People who are born under the sign of Sagittarius are optimistic, generous, friendly, idealistic, open-minded, outspoken, impulsive, and restless. Their stone, another color of the season, turquoise. Colors, purple and blue. Their lucky day is Thursday, and their lucky number is 5. And now we are going to move on to the shout-outs. Yay! So one shout-out, well, actually two, but the first one, on November 16th, there is a spiritual craft fair at the Lunenburg Fire Hall. It runs from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. and yours truly will be there doing charm castings. And come and join us, and good time to start shopping for the Yuletide season. We're going to come back to the shout-outs because I've got one really big shout-out, which is kind of the content of this podcast. So now I'm going to move on to content of the podcast. Before I actually get into that, though, I do want to just point out, because this is the Maritime Witch, that on November 16th and November 30th, for those of you who follow a pagan, witchy, Wiccan path, those dates are used in observance of Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads, magic, and the unseen. These nights are deeply rooted in reverence for the goddess Hecate. And that actually might be something that I dive into more in a future podcast. So, but just want to throw those dates out there for you, just so you don't forget. So the big shout out. Let's move on to the big shout out. And I get to do this because it's my podcast and it's my event. So I'm gonna give myself a really good plug here. So November 23rd, the 3rd annual Merry Witchmas Fair. So I would like to take this opportunity to introduce to you all the vendors that will be joining me this year. as well as a little bit of housekeeping, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So without further ado, let's talk about my vendors. Now, some of these vendors I'm going to talk about in depth a little bit more because I know them a little bit better. So let's start off with those who are returning for this year. So number one, I hate to say number one in my books. I know she should be, but I have a lot, and I think number one is kind of shared across the board. But my mom, Dorinda Mason, will be there. Her and I will each have a table, and we are also going to share a space. She's going to have some Christmas puddings, some Yuletide puddings, as well as some fairy stuff, some witch stuff, some gnome stuff. You never know what you're going to find on her table. She's a very creative lady, and certainly that has been handed down through the generations and passed on to me. And Sean looks, oh yeah, Sean's here. Hi, Sean.
Hello. I did say something earlier.
He's way across the room.
And your mom's got like years and years of experience.
She does. Are you saying she's old?
No. Drip. Drip.
So yeah, you never know what you're going to find on her table. So check that out for sure. Returning also is Corrine and Wayne Moland. Corrine does Reiki sessions, not at the fair, but you can have a Reiki session done. But at the fair, she will be doing angel card readings, and they also do tumbled stones from Nova Scotia shores. Beautiful jewelry, beautiful stones, as well as some other goodies on their table. Silver Birch Spirit Connections from St. Margaret's Bay will be joining us again. Has a wide array of witchy and metaphysical items, tarot and oracle cards, journals, all kinds of goodies. And her name is Carol. Kimberly's Spiritual Guidance will be joining us again this year. Kimberly will be doing readings as well as has giftware and witchy and pagan items in her space as well. Two Crows Creations. Lacey is going to be with us again this year and always brings some really great stuff. I know that most recently she has had some beautiful jewelry and some incense as well. I remember purchasing some incense the last time I was at a fair with her. Yeah, some really cool stuff on her table as well. Darlene Judge Soller, Touched by an Angel, psychic medium. She will be center stage. We've got her up on the stage this year in her tent. Please stop by and sign up for a reading. I actually had an opportunity recently to have a reading done by Darlene, and it was my very first one, and I have to say I was extremely impressed. She does book up fast, so if you do want to have a reading, make sure you get there early and, sign up and hang out with us for a little while. Returning this year also is Nancy Dempsey. And Nancy has a table of gift items, tumblers and stickers and ornaments. You never know. A lot of these vendors, we grow with the seasons, and we bring new things to the table each year. So just kind of never know what you're going to find. Citrina Swinimer is joining us again. She has some delicious soaps and bath bombs and some great items for self-care.
Delicious?
Delicious. Well, they smell delicious.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't actually eat the soap or eat the bath bombs, but everything just smells so lovely.
So if you're like cursing and swearing and you get your mouth washed out with soap,
well, it would just be delicious.
You'd be, thank you, I'm going to swear again.
Oh my. Patty Kaiser Hurdle is joining us. She has some great items. The last time that I was at a fair with Patty, and I don't know if she'll have any this time around, but here's hoping that she does, because I'm going to advertise it. You could adopt a ghost. So she has some little ghosts that come with their own obituary. Just a really, really cool thing, as well as some really great items. Heather Crookshank will be with us. Beautiful jewelry designs by Heather. I'm sure that you will definitely be able to find something on Heather's table. Water Meadow Designs is returning. A lot of gemstone jewelry, bracelets. I have actually seen a lot of people wearing bracelets from Water Meadow Designs. And actually, as recently as this morning, I saw that there are some glow-in-the-dark bracelets as well, which are really, really cool. So returning also is Jasmine's little creative outlet. Jasmine does some small scale woodworking, coasters. She's a very talented artist. I do believe some bookmarks. Yeah. So that brings us to the Old Faithfuls. That brings us to the end of that list. And then we're going to now move into the vendors who are joining us for the first time. So Custom Creations by Kaylin, who is sharing a table with Jasmine. She will be bringing some custom designs, and I have sought out her Facebook page. She's got some really cool stuff, ornaments. I can't remember what else was on there. Not really familiar because this is going to be her first time. So a big welcome to our new vendors. Looking forward to having them all there. Mel's Stones. So obviously stones. Yeah, a lot of gemstones coming your way with Mel. Some beautiful, beautiful items. I've actually been to a show where Mel was there, and she does have some really great stuff. Mimi's Gifts. So Mimi's Gifts Galore is kind of new, but not new. She was in attendance actually the first year, missed last year, and is back this year, and has candles and some soap products, I think, different from the other soap products that we already have. Also welcoming this year is George Hickey. George does wood burning as well, but on a much larger scale. George has done some very lovely pagan and witchcraft designs. Very excited to have him attending the show for the first time this year. Cindy Santo, her business name is Root and Rise, does some self-care healing products and is also going to be doing oracle readings. Charlene Dodge is joining us for the first time. Charlene is our resident super knitter. She's been in attendance of a lot of local craft fairs. She is very excited to be joining us this year, and we're excited to have her, and I'm looking forward to seeing what witchy little items that she is going to have on her table. I know that the kids absolutely love Charlene's table. So if you're bringing your littles, which we hope that you are, and we're going to get to that afterwards. Joining us for the first time is Anna Marie Hyson. Now, Anna Marie is going to be doing card readings as well as artwork. Anna also leads mindful art sessions. So, very creative lady, and very happy to have her on board with us this year. I have a new lady joining us, Mary, and I really don't want to try and pronounce her last name. So we're just going to call her Marianne B. And I'm very excited to have Marianne join us. She is a vendor of secondhand books that are focused on pagan, holistic, and new age origins. So I'm going to probably spend a lot of money this year. I need to stay at my table. And also joining us this year is Embracing Balance. Amber is a tarot card reader. She is absolutely full of love, life, and energy, and you just can't go wrong with getting a reading from Amber. She's going to bring a lot of high energy to the show, I am sure. And then, of course, rounding out the list of vendors is myself. I will be there at the Black Hat Boutique. And I have some different items this year. I have decided to switch things up a little bit compared to what I've had the last 2 years. But I'm not going to squeal. I'm going to let everybody come and see and be surprised. And
Gonna have some sacrifices?
no.
I've heard that witches come to your house and take your children away to eat them.
And so far, we've had no controversy yet this far. Now, the posters have only gone up in this last couple of weeks. The advertising has just started because I want it to be fresh in everybody's brain. So, no sacrifices on the table.
Okay, then I'm going to stay in the car.
Okay. And also returning for year number 3, Ann Westhaver in our Witchin' Kitchen with her famous pizza. And from what I understand, the best beef and barley soup. I'm not a soup girl, but the pizza, I can tell you firsthand, is the best. Best. She's also going to have her monster muffins and, of course, tea and coffee and maybe some other treats that she hadn't really decided on. So we're not going to say 100% that that's what she's going to have. I haven't had confirmation from the Legion yet as to whether the canteen will be available for all your junk food needs, but I'm sure that they probably will also be open. So when and where? So November 23rd, the doors open at 10 a.m. and we run until 4 p.m. And it is at the Chester Legion in Chester, Nova Scotia on 14 Union Street. And we have a big event happening at the fair this year, something new. If you are on the road and you're traveling around and you find yourself in Chester on that day, stop by between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. with your little ones to visit with Elsa from Frozen.
In Arendelle's fair kingdom, a ruler did appear. Born with a secret power so great, alone she stayed in fear.
Get it together. Control it.
Although the force was hidden, one day she let it go.
Elsa.
Sorcery. And all the land was covered in eternal ice and snow.
It's completely frozen.
Please, just stay away. Elsa!
And they can also get a little treat while supplies last. So hopefully I have enough supplies. I have tried to make sure I have enough.
There's no one else like Elsa.
There's no one else like Elsa.
No.
There is no one else like Elsa. We don't actually have anybody there to do pictures, but, everybody's got a cell phone. So feel free to snap a picture of Elsa and the little ones. And so, Elsa, what do you think?
You should probably go.
What do you mean, probably?
I think you should go.
Exactly. So, yes, you should go. So, what else can I say?
What Elsa can you say?
What else can I say?
I could do this all day.
Yes, I'm sure you can. It is at the Chester Legion, and there is a no hat policy. So if it's a cool winter day, so far the weather looks good. But once you arrive at the Legion, please be respectful and remove your hat when you come in the door. There is an ATM on site downstairs. Some vendors do have means for debit cards and e-transfers. Some do not. So please bring cash, small unmarked bills. Also be cautious of not parking in the fire lane. I know that we did have some issues. I do believe last year, or was that my show? Maybe that wasn't even my show. There was a show. Anyways, there is a fire lane, so please don't park in the fire lane. What else can I say?
If you take a selfie with Elsa, is it an Elsie selfie?
An Elsie selfie? Well, it's Elsa, not Elsie.
Well, yeah, but it's
It does not even close.
it doesn't fit the other way though.
It doesn't fit.
Ask Pirate Chicken what he thinks. He agrees with you.
He does. What else can we say? Well, there is one little thing that I would like to add. This is going to be probably just a short little podcast this time around. So there you have your list of vendors. So if there's somebody on the list, I will say this. If there's somebody on the list that you are 100% coming to see, I will tell you that sometimes life happens And unfortunately, we do get cancellations. So far, everybody is confirmed. But if there is somebody that you are 100%, this is why I'm coming, maybe reach out to me that morning, pop me an email at themaritimewitch@gmail.com just to confirm, hey, is so-and-so going to be there? And I will let you know. Because we certainly don't want to make anybody make the trip for, and then show up and be disappointed. I think there's lots there to keep everybody busy. We have a lot of customers that come and kind of make a day of it, especially with the Witch and Kitchen, because you can walk around and you can shop and you can have lunch and then you can walk around and you can shop and you can have a reading and then you can have another reading and you can walk around and you can shop. You can spend the whole day. The only thing that I will ask, and this is an ask of my vendors as well as the customers coming, this is a very high energy, high vibe show. The vendors that are coming are incredibly beautiful people. And I know that there right now is a lot of division in the world. And I'm not going to speak to one side or the other, but I'm just asking everybody, when you come to the door, leave your politics outside. Come in with an open heart, an open mind, come in with compassion and empathy for each other, and it will just add to the vibe of the show. It really, really will. And it's a place where we can all come together as a community and as one and just be there for each other. And that is the sole purpose of this show.
And do sacrifices.
Will you stop with the sacrifices? You're creating its own controversy here. And yes, so far there has been no controversy this year over the name. Nobody has ripped down posters. I haven't had any nasty emails. It's been absolutely fabulous. It's 2 weeks away. I am in high mode of getting everything together and really, really looking forward to seeing everybody and having a great show and just spending the day with friends and family. And I can't wait. I'm excited for the vendors who have already participated with me for the last 2 years. And I'm really looking forward to onboarding some new vendors. I think that they're going to do well. I think they're going to be a great fit in this show. And my only regret in doing Merry Witchmas is that I don't have a bigger venue because I've had to turn so many people away. And I do have a wait list if somebody does cancel. But, I could probably fill the space 3 times if I had the opportunity. This is such a great community of artisans and people. And it regrettably, you do have to cut off due to space. But the people who are going to be there are absolutely fabulous. And I personally invite you to come and check us out November 23rd, 10 till 4, Chester Legion, 14 Union Street, Chester. Really, really hope you decide to make the trip and really, really recommend the pizza.
So what's your favorite part?
Oh, what is my favorite part? Well, the preparation gets to be a little stressful by times, only because I'm a little bit of a procrastinator. I think for me, the best part of the show is once those doors open and we see the crowd of people coming in and just the high energy and the vibe and the support that we get from family and friends. And it's just, you leave with your cup filled. You really do. It's a great day. I end up usually hugging a lot of people, which is great. And you leave like your emotional cup is filled at the end of the day.
That answers my question.
Okay.
Which you pretty well answered it anyways when you were talking about all the things that you enjoy.
That and the pizza.
And the pizza.
And the pizza.
When I could eat pizza.
When just try it anyway. See what happens.
When I could eat it, I had some, I think about maybe 2 or 3 years ago. And I agree with everybody. She makes like awesome, awesome pizza.
Yep. And her monster muffins are just magnificent. I do believe that the monster muffins this year are going to be carrot with cream cheese icing, and then the donut muffins. We had the donut muffins last year.
So if your belly is growling, go get a monster muffin.
Yeah, feed the monster. Okay. Well, I think that pretty much wraps up this episode. Like I said, short and sweet. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop us an email. And we really, really hope you decide to make the journey and spend the day with us. And in the meantime, may the universe find you happy, safe, and healthy. Blessed be.